very special episode of the Fast Lane Car, because today we are reviewing cars that we would buy our worst enemy.
No.
All right, cars that we would buy crazy Uncle Jim.
These are cars we'd buy our mothers.
So what are you driving, Nathan?
This is the Hyundai Sonata Hybrid
And I've got the brand new Volkswagen Passat coming up next
on the Fast Lane Car.
Under the hood of the Passat is an i5. What's an i5? Well, that's an inline 5. Does it matter that it's a 4, 5, or 6? Not to my mom, as long as it's got plenty of power, and this one does. It puts out 170 horsepower and 177 pound-foot of torque. It's made it to an automatic, traditional 6-speed transmission, which my mom will certainly understand. Nathan, what's under your hood?
2 power plants in this particular vehicle, and just like Roman's mom, my mom wouldn't care. Atkins cycle 2.4 liter engine, and then there's an electric motor in there. Combined, they make 199 horsepower and 235 pound-feet of torque, and unlike a lot of hybrids out there, it's hooked up to a 6-speed automatic transmission. Drives just like a regular car.
Nathan, I really like the way this car drives. It's classic German, classic road feel. Everything about it is solid, it's predictable, and it's traditional. And I think that is exactly what my mom would want. Unlike your fancy hybrid, which has all kinds of whirls and dings and beeps, this car, there's nothing unexpected or unusual about it.
You know, I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right, in fact. I don't see anything unusual, unexpected, exciting, thrilling, scary. No, this is actually, I know you're saying it's traditional German, but it reminds me a little bit of a large American car too. I mean, it's just got so much room and so much space.
Yeah, and even, listen, even the horn. That is a horn that's been around for like 50 years.
Yeah, it could be on a Buick.
The Passat is about as conservative as you can get. It is very buttoned down. Now, some may see these lines as being very traditional, and some may see them as being, well, very old-fashioned. I think because of that reason, my mom would like it, because this sedan looks like a sedan should for somebody of her generation.
Like a lot of car companies, Hyundai has taken a basic car and thrown a couple things on it to let you know it's unique. In this case, there's badging, headlights, taillights, but it's basically a Sonata, with the exception of the front end, which on the regular Sonata I like, but on this one it looks like a catfish, and well, if my mom were around, she'd like it because she likes fish.
So unlike Nathan's catfish, the Passat is very, well, traditional is one word, another word might be old-fashioned, and I think that elegant would be another word that my mom would use, and I think that's really the kind of look she's going for. Simple lines, something that's classic, something that's traditional, something that's a Volkswagen. She'd like this car. I'm sure this would be a car that she would think looks elegant and stylish and not catfish-like. This is about as seamless as it gets for a hybrid.
I really like the way this car drives. It's actually better than the one it replaces, which visually there's no differences, but it feels buttoned down, better put together. I love the 6-speed transmission.
Yeah, it really is what separates this one and its brother, the Kia Optima hybrid, from the Prius and from all the other hybrids, right? The fact that it has a traditional 6-speed automatic transmission, you don't have that CVT whine. So it does feel more traditional than a hybrid normally would.
It's a comfortable car to drive too. It's very easy just to point and shoot. There's nothing about it that's difficult. And the displays aren't overt in terms of, oh, it's hybrid, hybrid, hybrid. There's one little section over here if you're interested in your eco, which my mother wouldn't be interested in, quite frankly.
All right, guys, check out this headlight control. This exemplifies the entire car. Off, auto, on. How simple is that? There is nothing complicated or technologically advanced about the Passat. Even the radio has traditional small screen with like 6 buttons for presets, and that is exactly what my mom would need, because let's face it, she has a hard time using a cell phone, let alone programming a navigation system or trying to figure out satellite radio. This is very straightforward. Some would say it's basic. I would say it's perfect for my mom. And there's tons of legroom, right, Nathan?
My God, I mean, this thing is like a limousine. I would say I've got another 2 feet worth of room, and I'm sitting directly behind you. So, yeah, in terms of backseat room, does your mom know really tall people?
She doesn't know really tall people except for me. But here's the crazy part. There is a lot of cost cutting here. Notice this window doesn't go all the way down.
Well, that's just the way this thing is designed, I suppose.
Right, but elegantly you'd want it to go all the way down. And the interior is kind of cheap. I mean, there's a lot of relatively hard plastics. It's not the world's most expensive car, if I'm being honest.
I'm not thrilled with the cheap plastics, okay? That's, for a Volkswagen, they used to be the best with interior, fabrics, materials. And it's like, well, it's not as good anymore, But
It's a little joyless in here. Like
yeah,
yeah. I mean, stark to the point of being without much emotion.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there. But at the same time, it's extremely comfortable, has an excellent ride. And this base model, and that's the thing I'm getting, is that for such a cheap amount of money, comparatively speaking, this car gives you a lot. I'm concerned about mine because it's really expensive. Mine's over $33,000.
Yeah, that's a lot of money for mom to shell out.
Or for us to shell out for mom. The point is that we're buying for our moms. We're cheap that way. But the reality is, I mean, I could actually afford to buy this car if my mom were around for my mom. You know what I mean? And the price is very attractive. Was it around 23?
23,000, yeah.
Unlike the Volkswagen, this Hyundai is rather stylish on the inside. I'm actually really impressed with the fact that they used a few different colors, some different fabrics and materials that make it look a little bit more expensive than it actually is. Yes, thank you for having a little bit of squish where you put your arm. My mom would appreciate that. And what else she would appreciate is the fact that even though this is a very complex machine, it doesn't feel like it is. Inside there's a couple little gauges and a couple reminders saying that this is a hybrid, but from the rest of the perspective, while you're driving the car, it feels like a regular everyday car that's not too complicated.
Yeah, this car is, well, a lot nicer, and the 800-pound gorilla in the room, Nathan, is that this costs about $10,000 more than the Passat, and that's a big chunk of change, but you're getting more, right?
That's right, you're getting more for the money, and, very important, really, really, really good gas mileage. And the difference is, over 10 years, your car won't be covered anymore. Over 10 years, this will be covered, which means less phone calls, if she were alive, to me saying, the car's broken.
You mean the warranty? You're talking about Hyundai's very long and extensive warranty.
That's right.
The thing is, I keep coming back to the price. It's over $33,000 as equipped, and the base price for this is just over $30,000. And I have to ask myself, and it's not a question of being cheap, but in the long run, do I want my mom to have a simple car that it does everything this one does, just without the gas mileage? And I'm starting to lean your direction.
Yeah, at $4 a gallon, give or take, it doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm sure if gas were to go up to $5, $6 a gallon, then it would make a lot of sense.
Yep.
But all right, I do have a heated seat.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of features in this car, and there's this beautiful dual sunroof,
Yep.
navigation, dual temperature control. You can go on and on. There's a lot of buttons on your steering wheel, which would confuse the heck out of my mom.
Yeah, that's true, and I was thinking about that. There is still some tech on here that, for somebody who isn't into tech, I mean, my mom struggled with VCRs. How would she respond to a vehicle that's this technically savvy? And I think what she would have done is driven it and said, okay, I'm not dealing with anything else. I've got a 10-year warranty, and if there's ever a problem, I'll just take it in, have them fix it, and not even worry about it. I won't bother my son about it. That's what I would hope.
Now, if I recall correctly, the last car your mom drove was a Volkswagen.
It was, and
A Beetle, right?
yeah, the first generation of the new Beetle. She even put eyelashes on it. I kid you not.
So I gotta think that kind of skews her into the Volkswagen column more than the Hyundai column.
Yeah, it does, or it would have. And you know what? bottom line is that this is a really solid, very well put together hybrid sedan. I like it better than the Toyota Camry hybrid. I like it a little bit better than the Ford Fusion hybrid. I just something about this car is just simple and classic, and I like that. But you know, the bottom line is I think your car might be a little bit better choice for a mom.
And in case you're wondering why we're driving back and forth, that's because our interns are in the rain.
Poor guys.
Shooting the outside of the car, and since it's raining pretty hard, we don't want to make them stand out in the rain too long, so we're trying to be very judicious in how often we turn around. Nathan, I can't help but feel like we've forgotten something.
0 to 60.
Yeah, all right. All right, let's talk about what really matters. And the fact is, the Volkswagen is almost $10,000 cheaper, and let's face it, retired people like my mom, they're on a budget, and I think $10,000 is a lot of money to somebody who is retired.
Or deceased.
All right, to be fair, Nathan's mom has passed on, but were she alive, I think $10,000 would be a lot of money.
She liked Volkswagens anyway, and she was German, so why not?
So we can agree that the best car to buy your mom is the
Volkswagen.
As always, this is Roman
And Nathan.
saying check out the Fast Lane truck, where this week we're going to do a 0 to 60 test with the Toyota Tundra with and without our test boat.
That'll be interesting. Check it out.
All right, and here's one other thing that I think both of our moms would like about this car. It is German. It is built in Chattanooga. Get her done.
Just fix this German car, boy. Put it together.
Get her done, Nathan.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, it still does have some German feel left in it.
A lot of German feel.
It's like having Schnitzelgruven mixed in with a lot of grits.
And ketchup.
Ketchup.
And I do like the way this drives. I mean, it's really good. Front wheel drive, but just nice. Nice and easy.